Welcome, dear women, to this Nurturing You Mindful Self-Care Retreat. I'm Sheila Pai of A Living Family, and in a few minutes I'm going to be talking with Stephanie Dodd of the ShiftThatMatters.com about matrix reimprinting, rewriting your past, and transforming your future. But right now I invite you to take a moment to close your eyes and become fully present, connecting with your breath. And allow each inhale to open you to gratitude for yourself, for this moment. And with each exhale, allow yourself to release the day, release your thoughts, release any tension. Releasing and relaxing, grounding yourself in the gift of the present moment. And if it feels good for you, I invite you to see a light, maybe a gold or white, pink or silver light flowing into you from the top of your head. And see this loving, warm light pour down your face and your neck, flowing over your shoulders, down your chest and your back, flowing down your arms and out your fingertips. A loving, warm light flowing all the way down your torso, into your pelvis, down your legs, all the way to your feet and out your toes. Feel yourself full of light and love, and see yourself surrounded by this warm and loving light, supported, nurtured, cared for. As you see and feel that loving energy flowing throughout all around you, you might say to yourself a few times, I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. And when you're ready, carry this light and love with you as you slowly begin to open your eyes and come back together. My mindful self-care tip for you today is to take a few minutes, a few moments each day, each week, to visualize yourself full of light and love. You move through your day giving and nurturing others and tending to the needs of others all around you. And you can take a moment to see yourself lovingly cared for, filling up with light. And see how your own cup fills up, allowing you to give from a place of grounded, loving care. And if it feels good to you, you might even create a sign or say to yourself regularly, I love and accept myself. Know that you are worthy of this love and acceptance. Simple, practical, doable, mindful self-care. Today I'm with Stephanie Dodd, and Stephanie has an MS in psychology. She is a Reiki master and teacher and a yoga instructor, as well as the host of an online blog called The Shift That Matters. Stephanie found the Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT, in 2008 in an effort to find a more natural healing approach to depression. She has been tapping ever since, and upon learning this modality, she dove into advanced courses and is now certified in matrix reimprinting with a focus on birth trauma. Stephanie has worked with clients on 4 different continents and is eager to educate women and parents on healing modalities to use with themselves and with their families. I've personally had an incredible experience with Stephanie through her matrix reimprinting session. An amazing major monetary shifts happened within days of our session that were directly connected, both in language and theme, to the work that I did with her. So I've chosen to get vulnerable and put my session out there. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But then I want you to be able to see and learn more about what Stephanie does with matrix reimprinting. But I'd also like to now give you a bit of background here about EFT, the emotional freedom technique. It's also known to some people as tapping to relieve stress. And EFT is one of the newest holistic modalities used to relieve stress and to calm down emotional impacts of negative events. EFT addresses the energetic imbalances in the pathways of the body. And with its roots based in chiropractic, acupuncture, and psychiatry, this meridian-based approach to healing is just beginning to break over the horizon and clear the way to a fast, effective treatment. And because of the simplicity and ease people have found with EFT, it's also referred to as the 1-minute wonder. And you can find more information about EFT on Stephanie Dodd's site at stephaniehopedodd.com. I'm so thankful and super excited to have Stephanie here with us today. She is a unique and skillful professional. So welcome, Stephanie. I'm so happy to be together today.
Thank you so much for putting this together, and thank you for having me as a guest today.
Well, awesome. I'd like to just dive right in and ask the first question of, what is matrix reimprinting for all these women who are listening who have no idea?
The funny thing about this question, Sheila, is that if you ask 10 different matrix reimprinting practitioners what is matrix reimprinting, you're going to get variations on this answer because there's a little bit of woo-woo to it. And I'm just going to go there because that's who I am. I love this aspect of it, that it's an imaginative play space that you can go to. And then I want to circle back around to the science, though, too. But let's step into this woo-woo space. So matrix reimprinting is like this playful, magical place that you can go to connect with prior parts of yourself, younger parts of yourself, even future versions of yourself. And what you can do is you can tap into what was that younger person needing, feeling, sensing. What did that person learn about self during this maybe major event or even minor event that just keeps replaying in your life? And here's what we can do. We can clear all of that like icky stuff out, and then we can transform it so that it works in your highest and greatest good. You know, the science part of this, I give a lot of credit to Carl Dawson. He took EFT and he found like how we could work in this matrix, in this energetic consciousness space. And he's the creator of matrix reimprinting. But it is Dr. Bruce Lipton who's really studied the science behind memories are not static. It's not like a memory is this thing that has to be like, pinpoint on a bulletin board. Memories can change. And if you don't buy into that, I ask, have you ever recalled an event different than maybe somebody else who was there? So you see what it is we tend to recall memories as pictures. And so in matrix reimprinting, we get to go in and we get to, like I said, clear out what is no longer working from that picture, and then we get to really create a picture that works with us so that when we consciously pull up that memory, we're accessing the good. And that's where the law of attraction comes into play. You know, there's the book The Secret, and it's like, well, yeah, but if I have all these yes buts, what am I attracting? I'm only attracting, all of my yes buts. So matrix reimprinting, we go in, we clear it out, we give you like a whole fresh start, and it's really amazing. I do liken it a little bit to meditation, in that it's an escape from reality. And I personally like to escape from reality quite frequently. I used to do it in unhealthy ways, maybe via alcohol. Definitely unhealthy ways. And now we have these really healthy ways to escape from our day-to-day moments, to go in to transform our past and really transform our future.
I'm just loving what you're saying about this idea that it can be playful, but there's also a lot of science behind it. And I'm wondering, what are people coming to you for that you've done sessions with? What are you finding people shifting? What memories are they wanting to talk about?
People come to us, people are called to us for certain reasons. I have worked with deep emotional trauma. I tend to see sexual abuse cases as children. I don't know why that's where people are coming to me from, but they are, And I have had people walk in to my space. They've been seeing therapists for 20 years. They've been doing their work. They've been doing their inner child work. They are, taken away. I like to liken it to like that little chef guy that's holding the stack of plates. They're chipping away at all of those plates. What matrix reimprinting allows us to do is go in and grab that first one so that the plates just go crashing down. They walk out transformed. So, another area of focus for me, because it is so near and dear to my heart, is birth trauma. I had two, vaginal births. One was traumatic, one was not. So when women don't feel empowered in this life-changing moment, it doesn't just affect that woman. It affects the entire family dynamic. I've worked with people on their own births. They know nothing about their births, but they come to me. I feel restricted in life. Every time I want to start my business, I can't breathe. And we go in, and they just get the sense that, like, hey, maybe the cord was wrapped around their neck. And it's a matter of, like, well, would your younger self like that loosened and lifted? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, okay, what else would that younger person want? And so that's what we do. That's the playfulness. It's like, if you could have anything you wanted, you can in the matrix.
So it seems like men and women can come to you who have had a whole range of experiences and who are feeling pain or frustration or restriction in different areas of their life, and they can really find a lot of relief. And I'm wondering, what does that session look like? You've talked about that playfulness, and we got some little glimpses, but I was wondering, what do you normally do in a session? Even though people can watch the video, I wondered if you could give a little rundown of what it might look like to be in a session with you.
Sure. Every session with me, Sheila, is different. When I come into work, I have no idea where we are going that day. It's really, I'm a guide, and the client is doing their own work. I'm just facilitating the process. I've had Snoopy come into sessions. I've had women want wands to change things. I've had the Great Pumpkin come, and it doesn't matter, whatever resource is going to help somebody. So we go in, we thank these parts of us, because really what they've been doing is they have been protecting us. They have been holding this memory in this space for us. And while we've been like taking that energy and it's kind of like pulling from us, it's a self-protective measure. And so we thank them and we give them permission to shift and change, and we give them a new job. So a session can be as quick as 10, 20 minutes. A session might last 60, 70 minutes, especially if somebody's new to moving energy in their body. But it really depends. Some people are audio. Some people are visual. We use a lot of color therapy, sound therapy. So one thing that I do for myself on a daily basis is if I'm experiencing an emotion that I wish I wasn't feeling, one way that I release it through my body, and a lot of people in the Matrix use this, is where am I feeling it in my body? If it had a color, what color would it be? And if there was another color that could come in to lighten and lift and shift that, what color would that be? And I can do that while I'm holding my infant girl while she's having, trouble falling asleep or whatever it may be, and it can really change things. And so, it's really up to the client what a session looks like, but those are the types of techniques that we use.
It sounds so refreshingly simple, right? I mean, it's definitely something, the people that are coming to you have some really, people who are going to therapy for 20 years or, even 5 years. It feels like it's going to be something heavy, and I got to go back and relive this whole traumatic experience. It really stops a lot of people from getting support. Some people never go to therapy, even though they really want to, or they might need to, because they don't want to tap into those hard feelings of trauma. And this actually sounds very refreshingly light, and that playfulness is not something that people would normally associate with. And when you're talking about that light and sound therapy, and the way that you personally use it, it really reminds me of mindful self-care. And I'm wondering, knowing that mindful self-care is not about doing so much as being, it's about thinking about how we talk to ourselves, our personal beliefs, our limiting beliefs, and shifting those. How can matrix reimprinting help us shift towards mindful self-care?
Wow. Well, matrix reimprinting can release very quickly those core beliefs that we have about self, that I'm not worthy of my own self-care, that I don't have time to take care of myself. I'm taking care of everybody else. So those are some like really deep-seated core beliefs that, again, if we take that chef and we get to that first plate and we pull it out, it's like, oh, I am worthy. I am deserving. I can do this. And self-care doesn't have to be this thing that I have to do. It can just be an acknowledgement. Hey, while I'm doing this, I'm nurturing myself. And so, matrix reimprinting, the process is simple. It's people that are complicated. And that's why when clients come into me, they might know where they want to go in a session. And when we're doing the work, we might end up someplace else. And so it's a really cool thing to see your energy body take shape and guide you to where it is going to best serve you, and where can we get to that very first time that you learned this lesson about self, so that if we clear that one out, all the other ones just kind of fall into place.
Yeah, I definitely experienced that myself, and women who are watching, we might as well just dive into it. Stephanie, I do want to get to the final question that I'm asking all the speakers about your own mindful self-care, and I love that you gave us a little sneak peek of that. But I'm wondering, when we've done this video, like you and I did this video, and we have it below here as a free gift, you'll see how I kind of went in this whole other direction that I didn't expect, and kind of really got to my own birth that I didn't really think about, and connected lots of dots for myself that I had no idea about. But what more do you have for us? How can we get more of you? And I see that you have a special offer too for a private session with you to do this matrix reimprinting. Can you tell us more about what we can do with you?
Sure. You and I are both being so vulnerable to put this video out there, because when we recorded the session, we weren't recording it for the purpose of this. But at the very end, you said, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to put myself out there so that women can really see what happens in a matrix reimprinting session. And I think that this is something that even if you look at YouTube videos on matrix reimprinting, they were meant to be taped to be put on YouTube. You're going to get to see a real live session without any intention, and I think that is valuable, because you're going to find your own healing just in being present and watching this. So you can do that. That's free. We're giving that to you. Thank you for your time, your energy that you put into watching that. Anyone that goes onto my site, Stephanie Hope Dodge, you can see what I'm doing. I've just left a 6-figure job for the second time to step out and to do this work. Because it's not about the money, it's about the healing, it's about the shifting. It's really about changing the women who are at the core of these family units so that our children can grow up to be happy and healthy. Because when we're doing our work, when we learn to shift, when we learn to move this energy through our body, we're teaching that to our children. I'm going to gift to all viewers, anyone who wants to give me your email address on my site through this website, I'm going to be doing a coaching you when your children aren't sleeping. And we're going to look at what are your own core beliefs around sleep. What do you have invested in this sleep, and what can you shift so that your children automatically shift? So anyone that wants to sign up for that, I'll give you the first week of that 5-week program just for being you, just for being here, just for being a participant. But check it out. If you're local to New Jersey, I'm doing Mommy and Me meditation groups, EFT groups. I mean, they're all but free, minimal cost. Come on out, stay in touch, see what's going to be happening. You're going to be seeing lots. Man, I'm so, so excited. Also, if you want to try matrix reimprinting for yourself, feel free. I'm going to do it at a special rate for all of your viewers, $45 for your first session. You might only be with me 30 minutes and be like, hey, that's cool. I'm going to give you up to 75 minutes. So that's my gift to you.
Oh, that is so generous, Stephanie. I'm so grateful that you're doing that, so that women who are unsure, learning about it for the first time can really just dive in and feel comfortable and get that discounted rate. So grateful for that. And I just wanted to ask that last question about your own mindful self-care. So you kind of talked about inviting that color in, and And that's something that I love. I love that idea. I think I'll try more of that. And what are some other things that you do to take care of yourself, to really nurture yourself?
So just like bringing that color in, I find that it's something that I do while I'm living life. It's not like this thing that I need to set aside time to go and do, though I do try and escape through meditation. I don't, nurturing myself through self-care is something that I have to do on a daily basis. I come from a space of rage, uncontrolled anger, which has finally shifted into controllable anger. But if I'm not taking care of myself, then my emotions are, they're alive, they're vivid, I'm living in them. So it's not so much what do I do, it's that I do things all day long with the acknowledgement that I'm doing this to nurture me, whether it's the way that I stop and I take a few breaths, whether it's bringing color in, whether it's saying, I need a minute to go listen to a singing bowl or a certain song. It's doing it all day long with the acknowledgement and the gratitude that I've learned to do this and that I'm worthy. We are all so worthy of giving ourselves this love. And it's breathing from your heart, sending love out to the world and accepting, being open and accepting that love from the universe straight back in to your heart.
That is so aligned with everything that I talk about in the book and everything that I do when I'm working with women and nurturing you, this idea that it's not more to do, it's not a to-do list, it's really a state of being and a willingness to care about yourself, not just for yourself, but that worthiness that you're talking about is such a powerful shift for so many women, that it's not, I can do it in a breath. Am I willing to sit here and feel grateful for myself, just even through my breath? It's such a powerful transformation that can happen, and I really value that you're doing this work and that you're doing it in your own unique way, and that it's you so skillfully support people through some really seemingly hard things, and in a playful way. It feels very light and doable. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for your presence. I'm grateful for our session together that we're sharing with women here, and I really look forward to women learning more about you. So you can join Stephanie's email list and get more from her. You can check out her website. And thank you, Stephanie, for your presence today and your wisdom.
Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Thank you to everyone who's here.
Awesome. So we'll talk. Bye, everybody.